Baseball fans know when the Atlanta Braves and Boston Red Sox meet, something special can happen. Truist Park was buzzing on this all-star night with fans in every seat, flags waving, and the city's skyline glowing in the background. Both teams brought impressive records and big-name players to the field. The air held an electric charge as the national anthem faded and the first pitch drew near. Boston's faithful wore their red and navy, chanting, "Let's go Red Sox," between innings. Braves fans countered with the famous tomahawk chop, hands moving in perfect rhythm. The crowd's energy set the stage for a classic showdown. On the mound, both starting pitchers, Atlanta's Max Fried and Boston's Nick Pivetta, looked ready for battle. Each dugout brimmed with confidence. Managers made final notes knowing every move could tip the balance. As the teams took the field, cameras flashed, capturing faces full of focus and hope. This was more than just a game. It was a meeting of history and ambition. For baseball lovers, nights like this are what summer is all about. Two legendary franchises, a national spotlight, and the promise of high drama. Everyone in the stadium and watching at home could sense something memorable was about to unfold. The first inning opened with a burst of energy from the Braves lineup. Ronald Acuna Jr., Atlanta's electrifying leadoff man, wasted no time. He ripped a double down the left field line, sending the home crowd into a frenzy. Acuna Jr. stood at second base, clapping and urging his teammates on. Next up, Ozzie Albies showed patience at the plate, working a full count before lining a sharp single into right. Acuna Jr. rounded third and flew home, sliding safely ahead of the throw. The Braves took a 1-0 lead, and the dugout exploded with cheers and high fives. Boston's starting pitcher, Nick Pivetta, tried to settle down after the rough start. He struck out the next two hitters, but the message was clear. Atlanta's bats were ready. Acuna Jr.'s speed and energy had set the tone, making it clear the Braves were playing to win. The Braves fans waved their rally towels and chanted Acuna's name. It was only the first inning, but everyone in the ballpark could feel the momentum leaning Atlanta's way. The Red Sox needed a quick answer. Boston came to the plate in the top of the second, determined not to fall behind. Rafael Devers, the Red Sox's powerful third baseman, stepped in with 2 outs. The crowd hushed as he dug in, ready for a battle with Max Fried. Devers worked the count, fouling off tough pitches. Then, with a mighty swing, Devers launched a high fastball deep to right field. The ball soared over the wall for a solo home run, tying the game at 1-1. Boston's dugout erupted, players jumping up and down as Devers rounded the bases with a big grin. Atlanta fans groaned, but they couldn't deny the beauty of the hit. Devers tipped his helmet to the Red Sox fans behind the dugout, who waved their banners in celebration. The home run gave Boston new life and shifted the energy in the stadium. Now the game was even, and both sides felt the importance of every pitch. The early fireworks set up a tense, back-and-forth battle that had everyone glued to their seats. After the early scoring, both pitchers found their groove. Max Fried and Nick Pivetta started dealing, mixing fastballs and breaking balls to keep hitters guessing. Each inning became a chess match, with both teams' batters struggling to make contact. Fried struck out 4 straight Red Sox hitters in the 3rd and 4th innings. His curveball dipped and danced, freezing batters at the plate. Pivetta answered with his own display, striking out 3 Braves in a row with a series of high fastballs and biting sliders. The crowd oohed and ah-ed as both pitchers painted the corners of the strike zone. Catchers pounded their mitts in approval after every strikeout, and infielders pumped their fists with each big out. The tension grew with every pitch, and fans knew one mistake could change everything. By the middle innings, runs were hard to find. The pitchers' duel made every at-bat feel important, and both teams' bullpens began stirring as the game stayed tight. In the bottom of the 4th, Atlanta showed off their smart, aggressive style. Austin Riley led off with a single, then Matt Olson drew a walk. With 2 on and nobody out, the Braves called for a hit-and-run play. Eddie Rosario slashed a grounder past the diving second baseman, moving Riley to third. Sensing an opportunity, manager Brian Snitker gave the signal for a squeeze bunt. Orlando Arcia laid it down perfectly along the first baseline. Riley dashed home as the ball hugged the grass, scoring just ahead of the tag. The Braves led 2-1, with the crowd screaming in delight. Boston's defense scrambled to recover, but Atlanta's creativity had paid off. The Braves' dugout erupted, players slapping Arcia on the back for his sacrifice. This was classic Braves baseball, speed and smarts and teamwork. The Red Sox regrouped, eager to respond. They knew one swing could tie the game again. but Atlanta had taken the lead with style. The top of the sixth saw Boston's defense shine. With Braves runners at first and second and only one out, Atlanta threatened to break the game open. Ozzie Albies hit a sharp grounder to shortstop Trevor Story, who fielded it cleanly and flipped to second. The relay to first was just in time for a 6-4-3 double play. The Fenway faithful in the stands roared their approval. The Red Sox sprinted off the field, pumping fists. The double play killed Atlanta's rally and gave Boston new hope. In the dugout, manager Alex Cora rallied his hitters, sensing a shift in momentum. Boston wasted no time. In the next inning, Alex Verdugo doubled to the gap. With 2 outs, Masataka Yoshida lined a single to left, bringing Verdugo home to tie the game at 2-2. The Red Sox players poured out of the dugout, slapping hands and celebrating the comeback. Now the score was even and both teams felt the pressure rising. The game was headed for a dramatic finish. As the 7th inning began, both managers turned to their bullpens. Atlanta brought in A.J. Minter, while Boston countered with Chris Martin. Each reliever faced immediate danger but found a way to escape. Minter walked a batter but struck out 2 in a row to end Boston's threat. Martin faced the heart of the Braves' order. Acuna Jr. reached base again, this time with a walk. The Braves pushed runners to second and third, but Martin buckled down, getting a huge strikeout to escape the jam. The stadium shook with anticipation after every pitch. Fans cheered for every strike, groaned at every ball. The tension was thick. One swing, one error could decide the game. Both bullpens racked up more strikeouts, and fielders made diving stops to keep runners off base. Heading into the 8th, everyone knew the game hung in the balance. The next big play would likely decide the winner. The bottom of the 8th brought the moment everyone was waiting for. Ronald Acuna Jr. stepped to the plate with the score still tied. The stadium held its breath as Boston's closer, Kenley Jansen, delivered his first pitch. Acuna Jr. watched it sail outside for ball 1. On the next pitch, Acuna Jr. swung with all his might. The crack of the bat echoed through the park as the ball shot toward left field. It carried, rising higher and higher, then cleared the wall for a go-ahead home run. The crowd exploded, fireworks lighting up the sky as Acuna Jr. rounded the bases, pumping his fists. His teammates poured out of the dugout to greet him at home plate. Braves fans chanted his name, waving banners and hugging strangers in celebration. The Red Sox stood silent, knowing their backs were now against the wall. Acuna Jr.'s power and flair had changed the game. Atlanta now led 3-2 with just 3 outs to go. The top of the 9th was Boston's last chance. The Braves brought in their closer, Raisel Iglesias, to finish the job. The Red Sox hitters came out swinging, hoping to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Justin Turner lined a single to center, putting the tying run on base. Iglesias bore down, firing fastballs and sliders. He struck out the next batter, then got a ground ball for the second out. Boston's last hope, Rafael Devers, stepped up to the plate. The crowd stood, holding its breath as Iglesias delivered his best pitch. Devers connected, sending a hard liner to right field. But Acuna Jr. was there, making the catch to end the game. The stadium erupted as the Braves rushed the field, celebrating a hard-fought win. For the Red Sox, it was a tough loss, but they fought until the final out. The Braves' defense and clutch pitching had sealed a thrilling victory. The final score, Atlanta Braves 3, Boston Red Sox 2. Ronald Acuna Jr. was the clear star, finishing with a double, a home run, 2 runs scored, and stellar defense. Max Fried and Nick Pivetta each struck out 7, holding powerful lineups in check. The bullpens combined for 8 more strikeouts and only 1 run allowed. Rafael Devers' home run and Masataka Yoshida's clutch RBI kept Boston in the game. But the Braves' creative offense and Acuna Jr.'s late heroics made the difference. Fans left Truist Park buzzing, replaying every big moment on their walk to the parking lot. The energy never dropped. From the opening pitch to the final out, cheers and chants filled the ballpark. Both teams tipped their caps to the crowd, knowing they had given everyone a night to remember. This was edge-of-your-seat baseball. Every inning brought new twists, every player gave their all, and no one wanted the night to end. Games like this are why fans love baseball. The Atlanta Braves and Boston Red Sox gave everything they had on a big stage. We saw home runs, dazzling defense, gutsy pitching, and one unforgettable swing from Ronald Acuna Jr. The stadium's roar, the fireworks, and the hugs on the field captured the spirit of the sport. For Braves fans, it was a win to savor, with Acuna Jr. once again proving he's one of the game's best. Red Sox fans left disappointed but proud, knowing their team fought hard against a tough opponent. Both sides shared in the drama and excitement that only baseball can create. The story of this game will be told for weeks. Highlights will play on screens across the country. Kids will dream of hitting that big home run or making the game-saving catch. In the end, baseball won. The all-star atmosphere, the intense competition, and the moments of magic made this a night to remember for everyone lucky enough to be a part of it.